Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to C&V Midday. Sorry for the late start. Mondays are always a little weird for me for a couple of reasons, and so sometimes it's hard to get it into that nice noon to 1, maybe 2 time frame that I like to. At any rate, the couple quick things here. The schedule for this week, I'll do another C&V midday tomorrow, and then Wednesday I will be having a live stream with John Hervey and my colorist, Lenore King, and she'll be coloring a page from Tilt. We will be working on John Hervey and I will be reviewing Graveyard Shift Part 2. So Wednesday will be Indie Comic Stream, and we may be shifting Indie Comic Stream to Wednesday permanently. I'm not sure yet, but at any rate, you'll have C&V midday Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And of course, there is my Indiegogo campaign. The link to that is in the description below. Tilt Part 2, we're at 38% funding, over 1,500. I'd like to be to 40% by the end of the week, if possible. Things have been a little slow the last few days, but that's how Indiegogo campaigns go. You know, you get big bursts at the middle, and then, you know, it's like a roller coaster ride, up and then down and flat, and then finally, you know, a few little ups. And at any rate, you get the point. Okay, so back that if you haven't yet, and still lots of great perks available, including getting drawn into the comic book, and lots of art that's still available as well for a very, very good price as far as these things on Comicsgate go. Alrighty, let's turn to the main thing I want to talk about today, and that is this. Hang on just a second. Yeah. And the burning question that I have, which is, why did I buy this book? All right. You know, I saw this cover. It was widely mocked on Twitter and elsewhere, as it should be. But I thought, okay, David, let's be open-minded. Why don't you pick it up and take a quick look? And something just said live here on this broadcast, like I've just started this broadcast. I hope that's not the case. I hope the timer just got reset. So at any rate, I thought, all right, well, what the heck, you know, be open-minded. Maybe there's a great story in there. And at the end of it, I ended up saying, why did I buy this book? You know, you want to be open-minded, but sometimes, I don't think open-mindedness is this end-all be-all virtue. Sometimes it's okay to be closed-minded. You know, when you see over your lifetime lots of things and you gather, you gain experience. You know, sometimes you have enough experience with comics or just, media and entertainment in general that you can look at a cover like this and go, odds are 99% good that what's going to follow isn't going to be good on the outside. Sometimes, on occasion, you can judge a book by its cover. And this is one of those times. All righty, so we start out. Diana Prince is showing these kids who looks like early high school kids who are on detention because they did something that they weren't supposed to, that involved, I don't even know what they did exactly. But she's showing them this Viking stuff here. By the way, well, it starts out here. These weapons are from a Viking grave. They were found buried under, with the skeleton of a Viking warrior believed to have died in the latter half of the 20th century. Dude, he was wicked. She, actually. So you're already kind of getting a sense of how this is going to go. Now, to be fair, there were some very prominent female Viking warriors, and there were some very prominent warriors in female warriors in history that were important. I mean, Joan of Arc. Okay, but that's not what this is really about here. Informing us of history that we may be unaware of. And just to show you something real quick here that's inaccurate about that that I found, and it's not of particularly big importance, but I found it interesting. Real quick here, according to the gosh, this is a Viking museum in Denmark. Viking helmets. Many depictions of the Vikings. The popular image of Vikings is one of fearsome warriors wearing horned helmets. Many depictions of the Vikings display this particular attribute. However, there is only one preserved helmet from the Viking age, and this does not have horns. So it may have been actually fairly rare. I mean, I don't know. Parts of helmets have been found in Denmark, including brow ridges to protect the warrior's face in battle. The lack of helmet finds may also partly be due to the fact that no tradition existed of placing them in graves. In addition, helmets were not sacrificed like spears and swords, so we do not come across them in this context either. It is also possible that relatively few Vikings wore helmets, and therefore only a small number are found today. I don't know. But at any rate, that may, okay, it's a minor point. We won't stick to that. Let's move back to the comic and all that is wrong with this comic. So right off the bat, it's a female warrior. Okay. But then we find there were many ferocious female warriors throughout history. You're looking at one of them. Yeah, loser. Okay, chill, Jazz. We know you can kick our asses. Please, she duct taped the quarterback's Trans Am to a stop sign. After Tio covered the seats in the cheese whiz while you kept lookout. Dude, I was too stoned to do anything else. Totally wrecked his car. Jerk was picking on a freshman. Most definitely deserved it. Okay. So, right away you're establishing that the woman is the tougher, braver of the tough, brave one of the group here. So there's a little SJW. It's tending in that direction. So what else is the plot here? All of a sudden, the alarm goes off, and I need to back up here. I admire you, Jazz, for wanting to protect the other students. I think we're all a lot like that, but there is another way you could help. Like telling a grown-up, yes, someone you trust. Trust, grown-ups never listen. They aren't any help. So that's the lesson here. The younger folks need to trust grown-ups. And when we act, they shove us in detention like we're bad guys. Vikings had their weapons. We had theirs. I'm not really sure duct taping someone's Trans Am to a stop sign is really how you want to act. But all righty, at any rate, the alarm goes off, and there are these burglars who have broken in, and they were supposed to disable the alarm, but they didn't, and they're stealing a diamond. And these have got to be some of the dumbest burglars in the history of the world. Why would you break in, try to steal in broad daylight with your faces not covered, probably cameras in the museum? Man, this is just dumb. And then they take some hostages. Diana tells the kids to keep down. I'm going to go for help. And she takes off, and the kids don't like it. This guy shoots this particular thief here, shoots his gun. He's taken some hostages. The kids are back here, and they're, at any rate, typical that after trusting adults, blather, the prince woman just left us here. She said she was going for help. You believe her? Well, I don't. We can't trust anyone but ourselves. And of course, she takes matters into her own hands, and of course, she's really the brave one. Hello, they have guns, Jazz. I just grow weed in my mom's flower boxes. What do you expect us to do? You doofus, you aren't stoned now. Figure it out. Okay, so she's the brave one. She's taking action. The guys are kind of, not as courageous, kind of scared. And, a relatively diminutive teenage female can certainly hurl a probably pretty heavy shield hard enough to knock a full-grown man over. No doubt. I mean, that works, don't you? So they all grab their weapons, and what's the next thing? This guy shoots some bullets at them. Apparently these with all this that much distance between them there, he fires at them and misses. Again, not only are these thieves kind of stupid, they can't aim. And oh wow, I'm out of ammo. But he's just going to stand there while, he's out of ammo. But he's just going to stand there while they manage to topple this what looks like fairly heavy statue right onto him. Yeah, that just it works. Now, granted, I know it's a comic book. Not everything has to be realistic, but it has to be a little bit realistic. Small, fairly diminutive teenage girls without superpowers probably can't throw a heavy shield, hard enough to knock a guy over. And let alone, it looks like knock him out. They probably aren't going to be, this guy's probably going to be smart enough to get the heck out of the way before this thing falls on him. Okay. Unless unless he has his back turned to them. He doesn't have his back turned. So, again, something that's not really very logical. So what do we got? We got Diana here, and she's taking care. Wonder Woman's taking care of some of the villains, and she is having this flashback to some time in her past, Lift, and that is a kind of a comparison or metaphor to these kids who are under some table, and she jumps up on the table, yells Lift, and they help lift her up, and she takes care of the rest of the bad guys. And let's see here. Oh yeah, very quickly. Let me make a quick comment here on the art. That's why I had this page in here. I don't care for this art very much. I mean, look at this. This is just kind of lazy, a little lazy and sloppy. You've got two of the thieves here with guns. They're dressed in these somewhat, beige khaki with hats. And here's one of the supposed possible people in the museum, maybe possible potential hostages. How's this one dressed? In the same basic outfit. So, he's like, don't fire that again. You'll do as we say. We'll do as you say. Wait a minute. I mean, you get a little confused. Isn't this a villain? I mean, what's going on here? At any rate, so that's kind of sloppy. I don't care for this art very much. I mean, she's knocking these two heads together. They don't really look like they're, I think that panel needs to be open a little more, and you need to see some lines coming in. It's not moving very, it's not, you see in this other panel, you've got the lines, like her arms are moving down. So it shows movement. This does not show movement. So I'm not a big fan of this art. And this is just kind of silly and contrived. I mean, how do they even know she's running in? They all have her back turned to her. And then, finally at the end, they didn't go get help. They acted on their own, but that's perfectly fine. Wasn't that the lesson that, if this is supposed to be geared for kids, and I kind of got that sense at the beginning, it was supposed to be something, a throwback to the Super Friends days in the late 70s and into the 80s, TV show where you always had to teach the kids a lesson. I thought the lesson was, wait for help, don't do things on your own, don't wait for professionals to show up, at least. But here at the end, no, I mean, what you did today was risky, but it was also brave and heroic. Dude, we are like the samurai. Well, you're on the path and you're not alone. Same time next week. Yeah, same time next week. She learned, but she does learn, this girl here does learn that she can trust grown-ups. Okay, I guess it's good. All righty. I just, at the end of the day, I end up thinking to myself, why did I buy this book? Bad art, bad story, a little bit of annoying social justice warrior tropes. Why did I buy this book? Alrighty, that's all for now. I'm going to leave it at that. And everyone out there, you all have a very nice day.